Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for match number 2 on Village Foundation Arena. Introducing first the BCIB Sydney Lions. He's one of the most recognisable names in bowls. He's the coach of the Jackaroos, Steve Glasson. And the 2012 World Championships gold medalist, Aaron Sheriff. And the coach of the BCIB Sydney Lions is Gary Willis.
The Sydney Lions, Steve Glasson, of course, is the national coach. He is a legend in the sport. Karen Murphy is Australia's best ever female player. And Aaron Sheriff, one of the players of the world rankings, two-time International Player of the Year. And Aaron, finally a little bit of a roll today. 2 wins, 2 losses. But most importantly, you won a tie-break.
Yes, I thought that'd be mentioned. Yeah, no, we got the hoodoo off our back, so to speak. Had a reasonable day. Again, lost a tie-break game, but hopefully tonight a win will keep us in the hunt.
And Aaron, we can see the mark on you. You're going to be marked up for the Fox Sports coverage for the boys upstairs. Are you confident you can juggle the talking and the bowling?
Well, I hope so. As long as they don't get me while I'm in action, it'll be all right. So
I'll look after you, mate. I'll look after you.
Thanks, mate.
Aaron, good luck.
No worries, guys. Cheers.
Okay, it's the boys from Adelaide.
And their opponents, the Messenger Press.
Popular people here. Let's have a look at the Adelaide Endurance, headed up by Scott Thorburn, who was actually voted the player of the tournament last year. Wayne Rudiger is in some wonderful form, and I'm joined by that man on the right there, Simon Dorr. Simon, just for the viewers at home, how have Adelaide gone thus far today?
Oh, mate, we've had a pretty steady day today. We've won 2, and it's a big game for us tonight. Like to get 3 out of 5 tonight would be great. So
yeah, you're around the mark. I think you're 3rd at the moment, so it's a really important game, isn't it?
Oh, it's a massive game for us tonight. Like we've got to get out there and do the job, and we're pretty keen to do that. So yeah, we're pumped.
Simon, good luck.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Okay, let's go to our commentators.
Thank you very much, Tom Chadwick and Dave Edwards, joining me for this match between Adelaide and Sydney. The coach of the town New Zealand Blackjacks, congratulations on a thumping win. Dave, we were chatting with Kelvin Kirko and just there in the preview with Tom, and that match we just saw highlights how important the power play is in this series. You were down 6-0 after 2 ends, called the power play, won it, then nullified Melbourne's. That was the turning point, wasn't it?
Absolutely. It's one of the things that we've talked about, discussed about tactics-wise, is to win every power play, both your own and the opponents. And obviously, you do your level best to do that. You can't do it all the time, but I was particularly proud of the guys in that first set. 6-0 down. But yeah, tactically, we then threw the power play in, scored a 2, got back to 6-4. And then Ali just turned on the magic, and So
but Shannon and Joe have led well as well. It's been a real team performance, and it's replicating last year, mate. And Joe tried to talk it down, but surely it hurt last year being beaten in the semi-final after playing so well up to the semi-final.
Yeah, it did. And the key thing was we took a lot of learnings from last year, and we've discussed a lot about what happened last year and just changed the tactics a little bit. And we've changed the personnel as well, and that's no disgrace to Tony Grantham, who was here last year. He performed exceptionally well. But what we did this year by bringing Shannon gave us the option of of another back-end player as well. And funnily enough, this afternoon it worked a treat when we brought Shannon in for Ali Forsyth in this afternoon's game against the Moama team, and it worked wonders for us. And those two, Joe and Shannon, played outstandingly well as a pair and won that game. And so it showed, that added versatility this year is a result of what we learned from last year and losing in those semis. So, yeah.
This is a massive game, not only for Adelaide, of course. They can consolidate their position in the top 4 with the win here to move to 12 points. But Sydney, they desperately need to win tonight to keep in the hunt. Your win today really helps those teams down at the bottom of the table, because you skip away and Murray can skip away, and really is a dogfight for 3rd and 4th now.
Summed it up perfectly. It's a real dogfight down there for 3rd and 4th, isn't it? And you're right. Sydney turned their fortunes around. They won a tie break.
They won 2.
Yeah, they won 2 in a row this morning. So, and then faltered a little bit this afternoon.
They got smashed by the Royals. Yeah, they got beaten comprehensively. And sometimes that can be easier to accept than being continually beaten in tie breaks. If you really know you've been beaten well, you can recover from that a bit better than if you just keep getting pipped and you think, what are we doing? Yeah. So maybe, they'll come in here a little bit more open-minded, a bit fresher after having been well and truly beaten, rather than beaten in another tie-break.
Yep, I think you're right. It'll, and they know what they've got to do. And look, you've got 3 of the most experienced players in the whole tournament here in that team, so they'll respond.
Absolutely. And Steve Glasson is actually bowling tonight in his own glasses.
That'll help.
Yeah, he had mine last night.
Yeah.
I've got mine back. So Steve's got his on. I know it might sound a bit straight, but you do get used to your own glasses. And Steve did well last night to bowl with mine. They were pretty much close to the prescription, but he's got his own back tonight. And we're seeing here that he's just about all over this jack. Just rolled on a touch, and it does on certain lines from right to left on your screen. This Adelaide side that made the final last year, it's the same team this year. When you look around, I don't mean to be disrespectful whatsoever, Dave, here, but when you look at the calibre of player, these Adelaide guys are steady lawn bowlers who are getting everything out of their ability against some of the best in the world.
Correct, and I mean, Scotty Thorburn, of course, last year's MVP, and perhaps not quite playing as well this year as what he did last year, but he's still capable of pulling out some brilliant stuff. And the 2 guys he's got with him, as you say, they very well. Rudiger, of course, absolutely outstanding. Leads for Australia. And the new guy apparently really dominates things down in Adelaide as well. So, they're a very steady team, and it's no surprise that they've come storming back into things today.
We've found the last 2 nights here too, Dave, this right to left on the screen end, west to east. When you bowl from the west to east, it's a different end as to the other way, and the bowlers seem to adapt better going the other way than they do going this way. And it takes an end or 2 for them to find their range. Here is Thorburn, who was...
It does. We talked about playing in this direction that you're talking about, and, the guys sort of started talking about how speed was just so vitally important, and then further discussion, line became vital, and so it's a tricky playing in this direction, as you're saying. It is a bit tricky, and you've just got to be so precise. There's no room for error at all, and we talked about it a lot, and which side of the rink to play as well is another challenge going in this direction.
Not many have used the forehand side, and Aaron's been forced to go to forehand here. That's short.
Yeah, you're right. Not many do are keen playing the forehand. The reason for that, it's actually a different speed. The 2 sides of the rink are a bit different, so you've got to feed that into the computer when you change hands to that forehand side going in the direction they're playing now. You've got to say, right, remember now we're on the slightly slower side, got to give it a bit more. And it's no surprise to see that Aaron, when he switched there, dropped short.
Pretty good. Good.
It's on, mate. Great crowd here again tonight, Mark.
It's terrific. Even better the next couple of nights too.
It will be too, and so any Kiwis that are out there in the Brisbane area, come on down here and give us some support.
There's one or two.
We're a bit outnumbered though. We are a bit out there. There is some good supporters.
There's 1 or 2
there
in Brisbane. Every time the All Blacks or the Warriors come over to play, I mean, even the 4 Nations Day, we had 47,000 at the 4 Nations with Samoa and New Zealand playing. So, there's plenty of them around. Here's Scotty Tholburn, his last bowl of this end. It's all Adelaide here at the moment.
Yes, it's a very loose start by the Sydney players, both Steve and Aaron.
Aaron's got one bowl left. That'll just roll on a bit. So one down.
You, mate, you got to play it.
So Aaron Sheriff. It's a medium Matt, medium Jack. This is on the forehand as well.
Same again, mate. Sorry.
And it's not going to
That's
come
right,
back
that's
from
right.
out there.
Only one, mate.
So Adelaide start with the first end and lead by 1 shot to 0.
I think suddenly we're a bit fortunate that it was only one there. You know, they did have a handy second bowl, but apart from that, they didn't have much in play at all. So
I must say too, you know, having known Aaron now for a couple of years, I just want to give him a little bit of credit. And you can join the conversation at APL Bowls and the hashtag APL02. Having a chat with him. We mentioned last night on our coverage that he'd lost a bit of weight, about 15 kilos. Someone mentioned he's lost 31 kilos, and he looks so good, so fit. And he reckons he's got about another 15 to lose. And I think full marks to him, full credit to him. Young man with a young family, and decided, no, I've got to do something about the ballooning weight, and he's lost 31 kilos. So well done, mate. Look at him.
Yep.
It looks great.
we're all proud of him too. You know, having known him when he was, you know, 31 kilograms heavier. Yeah, it's a real credit to him. He just really got stuck. I asked him the secret because I could do with it myself, of course. And but he just got stuck. He set up his own little gym in his garage, you know, and then went and did a lot of running. But really,
it's a lovely part of the world he lives in too, there on the central coast of New South Wales, at Adelaide.
So he kept a close eye on what he ate, but it was mainly the hard yards, physical activity that shed the weight. And yeah, he looks top notch now.
He's got the earpiece in now. He missed what we were saying, which I'm glad, because it would have embarrassed him. He's listening now. Aaron, we're just saying congratulations, mate, on the weight you've lost, because you're an inspiration to those that are carrying a few pounds, and you look the better for it, and you must feel the better for it as well.
Oh, thanks, guys. You're too kind. Yeah, no, look, it's something I needed to do to better my career and have a better quality of life. I've got a couple of little kids now, so I want to be around for a long time to see them grow up and everything, and hopefully have a bit of a longer career than I was looking at.
Well, mate, let's get serious. And there's a little bit of a kiss and a touch
Stevie.
now for Steve Glasson. Let's get serious, because that was a pretty messy first end from the Lions, wasn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. Well, the first one, just watching the first game, I thought the green had quickened up a touch, and the first one fallen short. I added a bit too much with the next two, but you know, probably fortunate only to drop one there, and it's not too much damage done really.
Fair to say this is the most important game so far of the APL for Sydney?
Oh, definitely. You know, we have to win this game to stay in the hunt. I think if we lose here, it's pretty much shut the door for us to make the finals.
At least Glass has got his glasses back tonight too, mate. He should be able to see a bit better. They're not mine.
Yeah, actually, I thought he was going better without his glasses, so we'll see how he goes tonight.
Good luck.
Cheers, mate.
Aaron Sheriff there, two-time International Bowler of the Year. You don't do that if you can't play. And this bloke can play as well, Steve Glasson. Doesn't play as much competitively, so it would have taken him a bit of time to get back into that competitive frame of mind and that competitive way. I mean, you can't underscore that, can you, Dave, about that constant competition and being match fit?
Absolutely, and you know, it's a credit to Steve that he can still be competitive in events like this, because yes, he just hasn't got the time to dedicate to the sport that he used to, because of the position and you know, the huge position and the big job that he's got with Bowls Australia. But yeah, it is a credit to him, and it just shows the mark of the man. He's been a fantastic player and still is a real handful for anyone who steps on the rink with him.
Important bowl here for Aaron Sheriff. When you've had a messy end, you want your first bowl of the next end. You're so desperate for it to be good, aren't you?
Yeah, just confidence. Just get that confidence back again, you know. And once you draw a couple, then, you know, away you go. And I think he's just searching a little bit at the moment to get that speed. He talked about, you know, dropping his first. He thought the green had sped up a bit on that first end, dropped his first one short and over-adjusted with his next two, and he's yeah, dropped this one short as well.
There's this a bit narrow? Looks okay. He's just going to go through
find
the
a
hole.
friend, yeah. Just I think that's what he was trying to do, just to probably try and land those bowls, any one of them.
Well, this is a big bowl now for Aaron Sheriff. If the first one was important, he'll want to get this one there or thereabouts. He doesn't miss too many in a row.
Hurry now, come
If
on.
he gets clear run, he's got a chance, but he's going to run into his own bowl, which will annoy him even more. Still think he was probably a yard or so short of speed, but
I still think it's one of the gregreat mysteries of APL 1 and APL 2, Dave, how Sydney aren't going better than they are. I know to lose 12 tie breaks is just extraordinary, but it's just one of those mysteries of the world for me.
well, look, everyone shakes. Everyone, all the competitors in the event are shaking their heads as we watch Scott Tholborn trying to get rid of those two-shot bowls or get the jack.
Here's an opportunity for Sydney here.
Yes, all the competitors in the event, apart from the Sydney guys, are shaking their heads for sure as to just why the Sydney side hasn't fired.
There's a chance here.
Steve Glasson likes it.
Down, mate, down.
Is it going to turn? Is it going to knock that one in? No.
Great try, mate.
The speed was good on that occasion. Just had a bowl in the way, and it's 2 to Sydney. So that gets them on the board, but they dodged a bullet there, Adelaide, like Sydney did in the first end. So they both had an end where they've been a bit messy each. Now they might settle down because they both realise how important this game is. I mean, Adelaide can really consolidate in that top 4, and if they lose, they open the door for every other team behind them.
Yes, and that's what we talked about earlier on. It's really cutthroat for those for that bottom, those third and fourth positions, absolutely. And I'm pretty confident now we should start seeing these players settle in now. They've had an end each way. They would have got rid of a little bit of the nerves that might have been there, because there are always nerves just at the start, you know, in front of the cameras and the big crowd again.
Absolutely, and so much to play for. Better bowl there. They've gone the medium mat and the long jack. Dave, I wanted to ask you too, after APL 1, what was the reaction back home in New Zealand in the bowls fraternity that saw the APL here, saw the hype, saw the lights, saw the crowd, saw Wayne's can bar and the way it was a real event? What sort of reaction was there back home?
Well, they were looking forward to this year. I tell you, they were. Yes, no, look, we got huge positive feedback about the event for sure. But you talked about the bowls fraternity, but the real bonus for us was the non-bowlers, that we had.
That's the target, isn't it?
Mate, it was just incredible.
Because the bowlers will watch. You want to attract new people, don't you?
Yep, and we did. Those people that were just channel surfing over there on Sky Sport in New Zealand and just happened to come across the bowls and paused and watched it and just couldn't leave it. And they were non-bowlers and the number of people who just who commented to us that they just loved it and couldn't wait for this year to start. So yeah, no doubt there'll be a big viewing audience again on Sky over in New Zealand.
Well, the first bowl here from Simon Dorr has gone into the ditch.
Yeah,
if I can say that.
Yep.
And this one's a little bit better, but it's still behind the jack, but that's a good place with the jack so far back.
Steve's first bowl was pretty good. He's only a couple of feet short, and I thought he'd make a real good adjustment with his second, but he would have been disappointed with his second bowl. Let's see if he can improve with this one.
Well, with the light shower we had earlier this afternoon, this is a terrific bowl from Steve, a toucher, but back towards that back bowl. With the light shower we had earlier,
light shower,
it was a light shower. It was just a little bit of a drizzle. The Southerners, the Melbourne boys, all started marking up about how heavy it was, but it was just a light shower. All the bugs have come out tonight. They are everywhere, which could add to some problems later for the bowlers if they get down on the rink. They are everywhere up in the grandstands.
They are, yes, and that light shower also showed the value of this roof that we have here. Yeah.
Don't listen to me.
And so the shot here, that was a nice correction from Simon in the end, but Aaron Sheriff, you know Aaron a bit better than I do, but he does like the longer ends, doesn't he, Aaron?
He does, yes.
So the jack back for him.
It is a real strength of his, and he tends to play that length a lot. And as I say, it's something that he's always got up his sleeve to use, that lengthening the end out. And it's not full length they're playing here, but once again, Aaron's just fallen into that trap of switching to that forehand side, which is a bit slower, and dropping that first one short.
Well, it's a long end on the difficult end too. It's not as long as it could be, but this is the difficult end to go to. Adelaide like this. Scotty Tholburn. It's a nice try.
Now, you must be the insect specialist. What are these things?
Bugs. Yeah, I have no
Good on
idea.
you.
Yeah.
They're everywhere.
I know, and I haven't. To be honest with you, I haven't seen them before, Dave. They're strange-looking things. I'm sure there's an entomologist that we might be able to get a shot of that might be able to tweet us or something. Whatever, but they are everywhere. I think it's because of the rain. They've come out because of the rain. It's been so dry here in Brisbane for a long time. I can't remember the last time we had rain, to be honest with you. I seriously can't. They're getting in your lollies.
They're getting into the lolly jar even. I mean, yeah.
Can't have that.
We've got a drive on the go here. Just a lucky result. He obviously had a few seconds to that one shot bowl of Steve Glasson's.
So they're one down now. Sydney, shot bowl here to Adelaide. And this is the last bowl here for Aaron Sheriff. And there's not much room here. And it's so tough when you can't see the jack. You can only see the marker on top of the ledge there. Is it going to get there, Dave?
Yeah, Aaron thinks he's struggling here. Struggling with the speed. And a lucky result there, though, for Scott Tholburn with that drive. And he's now got a chance to really capitalise and rub it in a bit by drawing another one. I see.
Would they make a change?
I see Aaron over.
They don't make changes for Aaron Sheriff. It's normally Karen Murphy and Steve Glasson that switch.
Yeah, just see Aaron talking to Gary Willis over there, and maybe they're contemplating what to do. But
so they just drop a shot there, but it was a good bowl from Scott Tholburn. There is Karen Murphy. And one shot to Adelaide. So 2-all after 3 ends, and no power play coming from either side.
It's interesting,
which means they're going to have the power play on the last end head-to-head.
And they will too, yes. And if one team had been going half decent here, they'd have a comfortable lead now. But both teams just struggling to find their feet.
Lack of confidence, I think. They just, both sides struggling, as we are here with these bugs.
Okay, let's see if we can get a good opener here.
Might have to get some Aerogard up here. Dave, you have Aerogard over in New Zealand?
Similar.
What's it called over there?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what house it's called. I just get it out and squirt it.
So on the forehand here from Steve Glasson. It's a bit wide. Is it going to come back?
Well played, mate.
It's not bad.
They're just starting to find their range now. Now though, the two leads, and there's another one bombards me.
And they're all in my shirt and everywhere. I have no idea what they are. They look like wasps. They're not wasps. Otherwise, I'd be really freaking out.
Yeah, it's just as I say, the leads are just starting to find their form. And just starting to get things a little bit closer.
Oh, it's flying off. It was there.
There's one on your seat there, look.
There they all are. I'm trying to catch one so we can show you at home. Where is one? There's... See if we can put one on my book. Oh, it's flying off. There's a nice bowl from Steve Glasson. One will land on my face shortly.
Let's concentrate on the bowl, shall we?
It's a bit hard.
Especially after you see a great bowl like that from Steve Glasson.
One of the keys of in any sport, for any sports person too, Dave, is that competitive nature. You can't be good if you're not a competitor, can you? You can have all the skills, you can have all the talent, but if you're not a competitor and fight when you're down, you're not going to be as successful.
It's that desire and hunger. And
Yep.
That's exactly what you're talking about here, for sure. So I've got a better looking head here. Steve Glasson holding one at the moment, trying to add to that. But Adelaide won't be too disappointed with the structure of the head here as well. 2 good seconds, 2 good handy seconds.
Down, mate. Down a little. Quicker.
Oh, another great bowl here from Glasson.
He's on fire this end, Steve Glasson. That'll make him feel good. So here is the chance for Aaron Sheriff to stand up.
Okay, so Skip's turn now. And Scotty Tholburn first up, and he'll be looking to change things just a little bit here, playing down on the backhand side, looking to just disrupt things a little bit.
Come on.
And he's close. They're getting excited here. This is a great shot here. What a great shot from Scott Tholburn. Great conversion shot, 2 down, and he might even be 2 up now.
Could be 2 up now, yeah.
Yeah, that's been confirmed by the marker, 2 up.
Aaron's let it go. Coming down the backhand as well.
This one has. Hurry. Hurry.
And just ran on a bit, but he cut it down to 1.
Pretty good result to...
critical end here, isn't it?
Good play here, buddy.
It
Yeah,
is.
get to that. It's really good.
But as
1
you
end remaining, but they'll both be playing their power plays.
Yeah, as you
in the
mentioned,
final
that's going to be interesting, the last end.
You'd rather be going into the last end 1 up than 1 down, though.
Love the track.
Absolutely.
Love the track here, lad. Come on, buddy.
They like it.
Come on, Scotty.
The endurance
This is a very good
boys.
shot.
The bowl short,
Happy
3
with that,
seconds.
I think they were pretty happy to get one at the back there, just in case.
Oh, I think you ought to give it a chance. You play your happy weight.
Yeah, Aaron Sheriff will be looking to get rid of the shot bowl here. He's got a couple of 3 seconds now.
Az up. Close, mate. Come on, Az. Down, no
He's
jack.
close, he's close.
No jack, great
And what a
shot,
great
Az.
shot. What a great...
That is the
conversion
Aaron
shot.
Sheriff we know. This time last end, he was over with the coach and maybe saying, mate, I just can't find it. Well, he found it.
All right, I think you got to play it
Yeah,
here.
it was always going to come.
Got to play it set.
So
Just
what's
interesting to see how many they hold.
3.
3, yes.
3 and a measure.
Yep, so a great conversion shot. And this is a crucial bowl in the concept of the first set.
Absolutely. Maybe the match too.
Yep.
This is going to come back from there.
Down.
It's not, I don't think, is it?
He's trying. You've got to turn that bowl over there. He just brushed it. Oh,
Okay.
don't think that'll change things. So Aaron's got a
3
chance
to
to.
look.
3 and a
one to beat.
measure. So if he knocks that bowl at, what, 4 o'clock, the white bowl at 4 o'clock out of the way, there's 5 and a measure, is there? 4 and a measure.
Either that.
Is that the one that's...
I'm not sure whether it's
I
that
don't
one
know.
that's in.
It might be the one on the other side.
Yes,
yeah.
I think it could be.
Is it going to get there?
No, you'd be disappointed with
Way
that.
short. He was a bit nervous about maybe disrupting the head and getting the jack, nicking the jack over to that white one. They'll take 3, Sydney, and they'll lead 5-2 after 4 ends, and they'll both play their power play.
Just having a measure for
measure for 3, maybe 4, of course, yeah. And that's critical because if it is 4, it means that Adelaide still need 3 on the final end to win. So the power play for Adelaide would be, or for both teams, really becomes irrelevant in terms of the set. But in terms of the match, in terms of the, it is 4.
Yep.
It is 4. So it is 6-2 to Sydney. 4 to Sydney and 6-2, which means that even if they get 2 shots here, Adelaide, they can't win the set. And so that was a critical moment. As you can see, I've got my glasses back. Thank you to Mr. Glasson for his spare pair coming up. Dave Edwards joining me. You might see some of the bugs coming around very shortly. But Dave, it's once again a terrific atmosphere at Club Pine Rivers. Wayne Cairns just to the right. The pig on the spit, did you see that down there as well?
Beautiful.
This could be the making of Sydney. If they can get this one and get a little bit of rhythm going into tomorrow, I'm sure that New Zealand and every other team up in that top 4 do not want this Sydney side in the top 4.
Oh, you're probably right there. It's interesting. This is a very crucial end now with both teams playing the power play because, as you mentioned, well, Adelaide only need to score a 2 to tie the set.
Yep.
Yeah, so mind you, when I say only need to score a 2, easier said than done against the Sydney side.
But because Sydney's in control of the scoreboard, they can then disrupt the head and knock bowls out without actually looking to win the end themselves, can't they? They're in the stronger position in that respect.
Yep, they are.
Reasonable start.
And here's another pretty good bowl from Steve Glasson, just little bit lucky to land on the Adelaide bowl, but...
Well, you have so much bad luck, you take the good luck when it comes.
Absolutely.
I can smell some air guard somewhere too.
Other people must be having trouble as well, eh?
It's not a bad try here from Simon. That's a good bowl, isn't it? This is a terrific head forming here on this end, the difficult end as well. So here's Steve Glasson's last.
Sydney won't be too concerned at the moment the way the head's building up. They've got plenty of handy ones, although Steve's apologising for this one. A couple of handy bowls there, even though they are one down. Steve had lovely speed with that one, but just missed his line.
Last bowl for Simon Dorr. And staying on the backhand side. Will that stay on? It does. So it's in play.
Pretty good home too. Could come in handy later if they need to play some sort of conversion shot. They've always got to have that security.
Or if Sydney try and smash the head up to save a couple of shots to limit Adelaide. That is in a really good home there.
Absolutely.
So will Aaron Sheriff have received a boost from the great end he played last end? I think he thinks it might have a little bit too much pace on it. He's asking it to slow down.
All the way, keep pushing, mate.
Looks okay. It's a nice bowl first up, really.
That was very good.
They would gladly give Adelaide a shot.
Absolutely. Yep. Happy to give them one.
Because that's still the set to them.
So just getting bowls as handy as they can is all they'll be interested in doing at the moment. And then if Adelaide do happen to hold two shots, it gives Aaron the option of playing.
Oh, this could be good.
Oh, yes.
That changes things up a bit, doesn't it?
Yeah. I don't think Aaron will be short with this one.
Two, mate.
2 down, says Steve. The marker says 1 and a measure.
And, yep, looks like a drive coming from Aaron Sheriff here. Try and clean some of this out. Here it comes. Oh, and he doesn't like it.
That's well wide, isn't it? It's only hit his own. So that's knocked 2 Sydney bowls out of the way. They have had this happen so often so far in the Premier League. They've been in winning positions and lost sets and matches after being in winning positions. If it happens to them again, I'll be devastated. They haven't played poorly. They've just not played the big moments as well as the opposition.
Yeah, I think you're right, and which is unusual, which is surprising. You know, especially when you look at the quality of the players. Okay, here he goes again. He's driving again.
Well, this could be for the set.
Closer, Ez. Come on, Ezra.
And
he's done it.
Yep.
Outstanding. And now, how does Adelaide manufacture 2?
Well, I think they can rip the shot bowl out here. There's only one Sydney bowl left on the green now, and if they rip that out.
But it's harder to hit one bowl, isn't it?
He's having a go at it. Here he goes, Scotty Thorburn on the drive.
Can he get it?
He's close.
Can he? He's missed it. And Sydney, a little bit of luck. Is that the momentum turn? And that is 1 to Sydney. So that will be 2 because they called the power play. And so they win the set, Sydney, by 8 shots to 2. Maybe that is a little bit of luck that Sydney need to turn their APL around. We will take a break and come back with a second set from Pine Rivers.
If you left behind the salary, the annual leave, the corporate takeovers and took the leap to start a business of your own, come to the bank that understands what it's like. Kiwi Bank. Because we did it too. Call us, visit online or see us in store.
KFC invited New Zealand to build the burger of their dreams. And here it is, stacked with flavour. Not one, but 2 original recipe chicken fillets, double cheese and double bacon. KFC's Colonel Stack, created by you, made by us.
Hey, did you get our bet on?
Done. First try scorer.
Granny, what do you think?
Oh, it is you. I thought it was a man wearing your clothes.
I'm going away.
I don't understand.
I can't stay, Tom. Not if I'm ever going to be happy at all.
New season Downton Abbey. Thursday, Prime.
The Master returns. Adam Scott wants to be the first to win 3 in a row. The rest aim to stop him. The Australian Golf Masters, Thursday, live, Sky Sport 2.
That is the Pine Rivers Memorial Bowls Club. It's about 25-30 minutes drive from the centre of Brisbane. It's part of the Moreton Bay Regional Council, which includes Caboolture and the beautiful Redcliffe on Moreton Bay. There's dugongs, there's New Zealand fur seals. Did you know, Dave, in Moreton Bay?
Didn't know that, but you were telling me.
But they're lost. They're lost, seriously. They are. They've tried to come, they're from down south, they've been chased up by sharks and they're lost, and they're trying to, SeaWorld and the New South Wales Wildlife Park, they're trying to take them back down south.
Okay.
And there are New Zealand, and they've been there for some time, and they're breeding, and they can't handle the heat.
I was going to say it'd be a bit too hot
it
for them.
Is, yeah. So New Zealand fur seals in Moreton Bay, and next year you'll have to get Bowls Australia to put you all up at Redcliffe.
I'm liking the sound of this.
On the out there on the beach, Sutton's Beach, and the restaurants and the cafes, and 25 minutes here from Pine Rivers, and Pine Rivers is about half an hour drive out of the centre of Brisbane in the northwestern suburbs of Brisbane. And,
I think you'll become our advocate for accommodation next year by the sounds of things.
I'll only take a 10% commission. A little bit off with their first 2 bowls. Our substitutions, Karen Murphy on for Steve Glasson and Wayne Rudiger on for Simon Dorr, and both players just a little bit long with their first bowls.
Karen hasn't made the greatest of adjustments here either. In fact, she's going to sit this a bit early days. You've got to give them a chance to get in. It is difficult, you know, substituting straight in and having to try and nail it immediately. It's no easy ask.
But you'd like them to be that far past than a metre short, wouldn't
correct. They're out of play if they're short.
This is a bit better from Wayne Rudiger.
So you got 2 Australian representatives leading against each other now.
Yeah. Well, the other night we had, there's Kelvin warming up out the back with Mark Casey for Queensland, and there is the Gold Coast Hawks. And Karen Murphy having a look.
Yes, the next game will be a ripper, and I'm pretty sure that there'll be bragging rights up for grabs between the 2 coast teams, or the 2 Brisbane area teams, so should be a doozy.
You've heard what Kelvin did, didn't you?
I haven't.
Really? It's the great story of APL too.
Okay. Fill me in.
In New Zealand it was. He was in New Zealand a couple of weeks ago. Wanted a cup of tea, so put the kettle, got some water in the kettle, electric kettle, but put it on the gas top in the hotel room, caught fire and almost burnt the hotel down. The owner had to come in with the fire extinguisher, and it melted onto his foot. And he's ripped the burnt plastic off and left the big burn mark there.
Oh, yeah, okay.
How
right.
stupid is that?
Well,
there you
well
go.
Look, yeah. Mind you,
Mick Malloy will hear about it as well.
It's Kelvin we're talking about, so yeah.
But let's get back to this. This is serious trouble here for Sydney.
It is, you know, and Wayne Rudiger straight onto it has picked it up a lot quicker than Karen, and so a bit of repair work to be done here from Aaron Sheriff. He's played a few down on this backhand side now, so he should be starting to get used to the speed of that side of the green. And he's just pulling up short on this one as well. He'd be disappointed with that. So yes, Wayne Rudiger and Karen, two Australian representatives, and both were at the Commonwealth Games in Glasgow.
We had a match earlier in the last night where 3 of the 4 members of the Australian Force team were on the rink at the one time.
Yeah, mate.
The only one that wasn't was Matthew Flapper. So here's Aaron Sheriff. Can he correct here?
Yeah, well, he's got a perfect line. He just needs to add that metre of weight.
Because if he trails the jack or knocks it back, they've got the 3 back ones.
Yeah,
although this is just going to arrive, isn't it?
He'll be just trying to draw one close at this stage and draw the shot, and he's played a ripper. What a great bowl. As I said, all he had to do was add a metre of weight to his first bowl, and he picked that beautifully. And now Scotty Thorburn will be looking to arrive. Just a little bit of weight to land on that last shot bowl of Aaron Sheriff's and stay there. He's a bit narrow though.
He is. He didn't like it.
Beautiful speed to just land the shot bowl and stay there.
So 1 to Sydney. I know we've made mention of how many tie breaks they've lost. They did win 2 today, but they've been in so many as well, which can also suggest something, Dave, that maybe, and they've won a lot of first sets and dropped second sets, that maybe psychologically they maybe drop a gear. I don't know what it may be, but the fact they've been in so many tie breaks as well. But that's the nature of the APL, and that it is so tight, isn't it?
Absolutely, and really look, there's another very good-looking bowl here from Aaron Sheriff. But look, the tie breaks they are, just so hard to play, and just one-off, one-end shootouts that you get a little bit of luck, you don't get some luck. They're just so difficult to play, and you've just got to be really crafty in the way you play them. And I mean, today, funnily enough, up until our TV game, the 4 games that we'd won prior to the TV game, we won them all in tie breaks.
Okay.
And so I think momentum is a big thing. You talk about, if a team wins the second set, generally they go into the tie break with their tails up and the momentum in the game. As we see Sydney claim a 1 on the first end.
And because of Aaron Sheriff's conversion there, and Scotty Thorburn unable to get it back. So Sydney does have the momentum now.
They sure do. And
Karen will be hoping,
she'll be looking to capitalise now because, Aaron definitely got them out of a spot of bother there.
And make up for her first end, which was very un-Karen Murphy-like.
Karen, of course, has now got another hat to wear, being on the
bowls,
director of World Bowls now. So
had to wear a suit, one of those suits the other day at the Under-25 World Championships when she made the presentation and all that. But we're going to go in and speak to the coaches. Faye Luke, who's done a wonderful job with the Adelaide Endurance. Gary Willis, who's hanging on to his job by his fingertips at the moment after all these tie-break losses. They're downstairs with Tom Chadwick.
Yeah, indeed. Thank you, Mark. As you mentioned, both coaches have been kind enough to join me. I'm sitting right in between them, in fact, Faye Luke and Gary Willis. Gary, I'm going to start with you. A little bit of luck, but you took a really important first set, didn't you?
Yeah, we did. I mean, it's vital. You take your chances when you get them, and we were very lucky to get away with that set. Could have went either way, but Aaron played a couple of cracker shots in that set, and Steve was very impressive throughout. So we're giving Karen a chance now in the second set, and fingers crossed she can carry on from where Steve left off.
Indeed. Faye, to yourself, I guess, in the second set now, the tactics are really important, aren't they?
Oh, definitely. We've just got to all we have to do is just play smart, hang in there, and let it happen, because as we know, anything can happen. So just play smart, keep our heads, and just keep the balls and keep our weight. We'll be fine.
Currently sitting third overall, so it's a really important game to keep the teams underneath you at bay, isn't it?
Most definitely, yes. I mean, everybody's chomping at the bit. Almost each round, things change. So, yes, we really do have to keep on top of it. And we think we're up to it.
Gary, just finally to you. You're in a fairly strong position here. What tactics are you going to potentially use in this second set?
Well, we're just going to see how Karen goes. If she sort of sets the world on fire, we'll probably leave her out there for the entire set. If she struggles a little bit, then we'll probably put Steve back in because he found the green very early. So that's the idea at the moment anyway.
Gary, thank you.
Thanks, Tom.
Thank you, Faye.
Welcome.
Well, Karen is struggling here. Her 3 bowls, and she is a quality player. She'll be bitterly disappointed as she walks back not even close here. Having said that, Wayne Rudiger's not setting the world on fire either. What a bizarre start to this end here with the fresh players. We've said it and we'll say it again. It's their first time bowling to this other end and they are struggling. Those blokes might be struggling a bit later too in Wayne's can bar. But these bowlers struggling as they head to the east here, right to left on the screen.
Yes, they are. However, you know, as you mentioned, the quality of the players that we've got out there, you would have expected better, even taking all that into account. So Aaron Sheriff trying to fix things up again for Sydney. He's just a little bit heavy. Once again, perfect line. So you'll see him make an adjustment to that pretty quickly, I'd say. Once you know you've nailed your line, it's just a matter of concentrating on the speed. Interesting listening to the two coaches down there, and because Faye, in my role as Bowls New Zealand national coach, get to bump into Faye a lot. She's a fantastic lady, great coach, and a real lovely person. And
she is, isn't she? And she lives in every bowl on the edge, doesn't she?
She does. She's camp mother, as we call her. Even us Kiwis refer to her as camp mother. She's just a lovely lady.
And this is a bit better from Aaron. Will he get a touch? Just a bit heavy, but having said that, Scotty Tholburn stopped almost halfway down. This is one of the more bizarre ends at the moment.
And I was proved wrong by Aaron Sheriff. There didn't make the adjustment with his speed. He ended up sitting right beside his first bowl. Scotty Thorburns' first bowl got caught out by that slower side of the rink. You can see if he can make the adjustment now. This looks a lot better. Looks like he's made the perfect adjustment here, and he'll draw the shot.
He has, but still short.
Still plenty of room for Aaron. A man of Aaron Sheriff's class, you'd think, would, you know, having now had two perfect line bowls, he's got his line perfect both times, you'd think he'd be able to make the adjustment with the speed, but he looks to be
wide, doesn't he?
He looks like he's missed his line. They're making idiots of me. I make statements and then they prove me wrong.
Well, here's oodles of room for Scotty Tholburn to pick up two shots here for Adelaide. Just when Sydney were looking in control, and it must be said, let's be honest here, they've a very poor end from Sydney. Not even close to the jack, not even within QE. And now Adelaide have made them pay with Scotty Tholburn picking up another shot. Is it one and a measure?
Two, mate. Two.
It is two, so Adelaide, for the first time since the first end of the match, are in front here, 2-1 in his second set, but it was an 8-2 first set to Sydney. But that was a bizarre end from the Lions, and Karen has bowled, I think, 6 of the worst bowls I've seen her bowl ever.
Yeah, they weren't great.
In consecutive bowls.
And I think the key thing about it is that, you know, when we were talking to Gary Willis down there before, the coach of the Sydney side, he was talking about maybe subbing Karen out if she doesn't pick it up. Well, of course, every player has to play a minimum of 9 bowls in the match, so Karen has got to play one more end at least. So I would say she's probably, as far as the coach on the sideline is concerned, she's probably be on notice here. If she doesn't play better on this end, she could very well be subbing out for Steve Glasson. Let's see how she goes. First bowl on its way.
Well, I think if she doesn't improve, she'll be subbing herself out, knowing Karen.
She's pretty close here too. She's made a great fist to the first bowl here for sure.
Absolutely. That's why she is the bowler she is and has been for so many years. And that's why the last 6 bowls were so surprising.
Yep. They've both had an end in this direction now, so you would like to think that they will be better this time around. And once again, Wayne Rudiger is very close as well.
Well, Aaron Sheriff's got the earpiece in at the moment, and Aaron, that last end from the Sydney Lions, I think it's fair to say would be one of the worst ends you've played in the whole APL, would it not?
On the TV rink, maybe. Yeah, no, it wasn't real flash, was it? But yeah, I think it's just starting to quicken up a little bit as it gets a bit darker in here, and you know, we've got to adjust quickly to it. You know, it is a bit difficult. Karen sitting on the bench for the first set and then having to come out straight away and nail it. So it's good to see her getting the groove back now.
The difference between the two sides of the rink is a little bit of speed difference, isn't there?
Just a touch here. The side that Rudy and Karen are playing at the moment is probably a fraction quicker than the other side.
It's an important set for you too, Aaron, because if you can narrow the gap with those teams currently sitting in equal third, the team you're playing, Adelaide and Melbourne, you're only one win behind them if you win tonight. This is a massive set for you, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. You know, as I said before, we need to win this game to stay in the hunt. You know, it's such a close competition. You know, anyone can beat anyone under each game. So, you know, hopefully we can get out of this set and look forward to tomorrow. Hopefully moving on.
Good luck, mate. Take the earpiece out and concentrate. And a little bit of luck there for Karen Murphy. Got the kiss off the bowl that was short. Still a shot, though only to Sydney, because there is that Adelaide bowl there just behind the green one. I think Karen will be a bit disappointed with the 3 ends so far. Really just the one good bowl out of the 9 for a player of her class.
Yeah, as you say, she got another handy bowl with her last one there, but only got it through a bit of luck. She was very narrow.
So now this is where the coach comes into play, isn't it? You know, does Gary, who suggested it early, does he make the substitution here, or does he give Karen another end? Or do they stick to their game plan?
Yeah, look.
Does it depend on whether they win this end or not?
I think it probably does, yes. They'll be able to play the length that they want, which would assist Karen to be able to nail it. But I, being the betting man, I'd say that Steve will be coming back in. Yeah, good bowl.
He knocked the shot bowl out, but he's got a toucher as well, which could prove handy later. Still the shot to Sydney.
Yeah, it's a much better shot too. It's right behind the jack now.
Which means the jack will have trouble going anywhere. But here's a drive from Thorburn. Is it on line? He missed with his earlier ones, and he just misses again, and it's not a good result for Adelaide. It's now 2 to Sydney. And he's only got 1 bowl left, Scotty Thorburn. The one thing I've noticed too, you notice about Aaron Sheriff, his demeanour does not change ever.
He would be an awesome poker player. Absolutely, he's got a fantastic temperament.
Can't quite see with the green on the blue whether it's 2 or 3.
That's 3.
Is it 3?
Definitely 3.
Sorry, get second.
Yep, there's no other jack behind, no other bowl behind the camera.
Draw second or you. Go again. Go the last bowl.
Well, he's
indecision here. How's the shot
again.
Clock? 13 seconds.
13 seconds to go, so he's got plenty of time, but
no, he's trying to draw it here.
It is his strength, the draw shot, definitely.
But it's a tough one.
He's a bit quick.
Wow, this is a lot of space for Aaron Sheriff to draw another shot for Sydney. They hold 3.
And this may well influence the decision as to whether Steve Glasson comes back in.
He's looking over at Karen. Karen's just signalled. Steve's picking up the rag.
Yep. So he is going to come in regardless. So I think that's a wise decision. Karen, you know, by her own admission, obviously she's the one that's just looked over at Steve and said, "Get in here, mate. I'm struggling."
And that would hurt Karen because she is quality. She'd love to be out there, but she also knows that it's got to sit here. It's got to sit. And it does. Oh, is it? Might be a measure.
No, I think it ran through too far.
3, Wayne Rudiger says. I think Karen might. Yep, it is 3. Just ran through a little bit there from Aaron Sheriff. 4-2. There's the score. Substitute. Steve Glasson's coming on. Power play for Adelaide. So it's all happening here at Pine Rivers. And this is pretty much a massive moment for Adelaide. If they can get a shot, they level it up. If they get 2 shots here, they're in front, put the pressure back on Sydney.
Yep, it was a good call. Good call to play the power play, definitely. Steve Glasson coming back in. Even though the chances are he'll play this end well, there is a slim chance he may not. And so, wise decision by Adelaide to play their power play on this end. Let's see if Steve can hit his strap straight away. That's going to be the important part of this end as to whether Steve can nail it early. And that way it really puts the pressure on Adelaide with them playing their power play.
To come back a long way. Sometimes it does from out
Playing
there.
pretty good. Played it pretty good. That's a very handy start.
The difference here, Dave, is that he's had a set on the green.
True.
Karen came on without any, you know, at least he's been out there, Steve.
True.
So he does have a bit of a feel, and that's perfect weight to start, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
So the pressure back here on Wayne Rudiger, who doesn't like this.
With good reason, as it crosses the centre line a couple of metres short of the jack, and yeah, that's a poor ball. Wayne should be on song by now. A few ends under his belt.
Hang a bit, mate. Wait till again.
Second time coming back down this way. He should be.
Well
Let's see
played,
if he can
mate.
make the adjustment with this one.
Good weight again from Steve Glasson.
Just shows how perfect you have to be with your line there. Steve obviously made a little bit of an adjustment with his line, but got a swinging result and finished underneath the head with perfect weight. So he'll be a little bit baffled by that. Having made the adjustment from his first bowl as far as his line's concerned, he still hasn't been able to hit the centre line. So see how he goes with his third one as Rudiger once again a roughie. At least it's in play by being behind the jack, but it's 2 metres behind the jack and not influencing the head at the moment.
Come on, Glass. Made 3 goodies, mate.
I think Steve likes this a bit better. He's got to stop that. Will it get a touch? No, if he got a touch, it would have been interesting. But at least he's back there with that white bowl of Wayne Rudiger's, who's got his last crack on this end. This is the power play end for Adelaide. And they've not really got within QE of the jack at the moment.
Yeah, the good news is the bugs have gone.
Yeah.
They've disappeared.
Different bugs have come in now, though, Dave. There's a little...
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's only a moth.
Yeah, is it? But they have, yes.
Great
that is
bowl here.
good news.
Great bowl there from Wayne Rudiger.
Nice correction, wasn't it?
Yep.
So now it comes down to the skips. Power play for Adelaide. Aaron Sheriff, who's worked his way into this match. It's an odd-looking head again, as we've seen so often when the bowlers have been bowling in this direction.
Trying hard, Az. Trying very hard, Az.
He's close here. He's very close here. Just going to run past the shot bowl by 1 bowl.
Not a bad effort.
Another very handy one. Sydney will be very keen to try and score on this end, though, to eliminate the power play of Adelaide. And if they score on this end, even if it's only a 1, they're in the box seat for the last end.
They have the power play themselves, and yeah, if it is a 1, they lead by 3. And you know, for Adelaide to pick up 4 is a massive, massive effort, considering Adelaide have only got 4 shots the whole match so far.
So he sees Scotty Tholborn just drift past the shot bowls, and Aaron Sheriff's got his next one on the way.
And Steve likes it.
Yes, he does like it.
Come on, Az. 2. Great shot, Az.
That's a great ball.
He is good. He is good, Aaron Sheriff. And look at that, not a change in his demeanour at all.
I think the key thing about it was that he didn't make much of an adjustment on his first one. He didn't have to, really.
So Scotty Tholborn has 2 bowls left. This is his penultimate. This looks a bit narrow, isn't it?
Yeah, he doesn't like it. It's crossing the centre line very early.
Oh, he might. Oh, I was going to say he might have got a bit of luck there if he hit inside the bowl of Aaron Sheriff. So 1 left for Aaron. Does he try and draw another? Does he try and do something to nullify Adelaide here?
I think he leaves the head as it is. Yeah, see where Steve's standing. That's where they want the bowl out there, because Tholborn's playing with weight to try and either land the shot bowl or grab the jack, and there's danger out the back, and that's where Aaron Sheriff's aiming, although he looks like he's...
Didn't like it, did he?
Yeah, I think he thinks he's a bit quick. It might go a bit far back, a bit further back than what they want, although no, Steve's clapping it, so he's happy with it out there.
Hey, mates. Right down there.
If he can trail the jack,
yes,
he's looking at 3, aren't they?
Either that or land on the shot bowl, and if he stays there, it'll make 2 of it. Remember, they've got their power play there.
Hurry.
Oh, he doesn't like it again. He's tight and under the head again. So
Great shot, Az.
The power play was
nullified.
Of no value to
now it is a power play coming up for Sydney. And 5-2 is the score to the Sydney Lions, which means that Adelaide has got to score 4 on this end to win, because if they halve this set, it's a victory to the Sydney Lions. They're going the long mat and the medium jack, the final end. Power play. Thank you, Gary. Yep. We get it. He's feeling a little bit more comfortable now, because
this is one of those situations where the power play is a bit of a waste, really, isn't it? Because if Sydney score, they're going to win the set anyhow. And so, yeah, it's one of those.
Well, it's their match now to lose, isn't it?
It is. Yeah.
If the opposition picks up 4, it's because you've played badly, isn't it?
You shouldn't.
Well, that's short.
You're absolutely right, but they should definitely not allow Adelaide to get a 4 on this end.
Very short the first one, though, from Steve Glasson.
So he has opened the door a little bit with that first short bowl, because that one's completely out of play. But there's a lot of bowls still to come yet. And Wayne Rudiger's is equally as far behind the jack, but at least his bowl could come in handy later.
The crowd is building too in anticipation of the local derby, Brisbane versus the Gold Coast.
Or is it in anticipation of the meter maids arriving? Great bowl there from Steve Glasson.
That's a correction. As you can see there, the Hawks against the Gold coming up next, as the Australian Premier League A2 continues.
Hurry more, mate.
And
very, very close here too. If he just sneaks around Glasson's bowl and falls in, he'd be close. Yeah, that'll be the shot.
And 1 to Adelaide, but Sydney will give them 1.
Yep, they need 3 more of those to force it to a tie break. So it's a real uphill struggle now. And this Sydney, as we mentioned, do win this. It brings them, keeps them in the hunt for sure in that scrap that's going on for those 3rd and 4th positions.
Thank you. Well played.
Yeah, good position bowl there from Glasson as well.
Big bowl here for Wayne Rudiger to give something for his skip to work with. It's in the right area if it's got the legs.
Well, it's another handy bowl, even if it doesn't get the shot. It's another bowl on the head. Gives them some options further down the track, having another bowl there for sure.
We've got 2 shots there. But they need 4 to win the set and keep this match alive to send it to a tie break. Sydney are not at their best, it's fair to say.
Come on, Az. Trying hard here, mate. Come on, Azza.
Steve Glasson likes the look of this one. He likes the look of this one. And I think he will be pretty happy with it. That's okay. He hasn't got the shot, but he's cut one out.
Yep.
And he's also trailed the jack just so that it really
harder
does
to see.
Yep, just tucked it around the corner.
Get there, or work off the inside of
and also eliminates that shorter bowl of the 2 Adelaide ones that we saw on the screen there. Although that Adelaide bowl is still handy enough that it can be punched up, or
hurry, mate.
Could be in the count if the second shot of Sydney did happen to disappear. But not a great effort from Scotty Thorburn with this bowl, and he's yelling at it to get out of his way. He doesn't want it to.
Close as you can. Don't bring that up.
Steve Glasson just getting Aaron to draw another shot, but mentioning to try and stay off of that short second shot.
Good again here, Az. Come on, Az.
Or sorry, third shot of the Adelaide team. So this white bowl that he's just about to come past now. He doesn't want to land on that and push it up, and he's in fact finished short of it. So
I'm trying to land there.
there is a slim chance of a 4 if he can.
Get that with the
That's out of the game.
That green bowl at second shot there, if he can just push that through the head and stay there himself, it does give him options for his last bowl. So a crucial bowl, this one. How's he tracking? Looks to be tight, but he's pushed another one of the Adelaide bowls up into the scoring area.
So how do they nullify this, Sydney? Just to not,
I think,
in between the the jack and those two back ones.
Two back ones, in that area there, and I think you've just about eliminated any possibility of Adelaide scoring a 4.
Because that's what they need. Sydney will give them 3. 5 apiece means 1.5 to a half, but it also could have ramifications down the track too with sets 1 and so on for Sydney. They want to win the set.
They want to win it. Yeah,
because it's really close, that 3rd and 4th. It could come back to a tiebreak.
This is very good here, Aaron. This is very good here.
Round the short bowl of Adelaide's, he's going to be in the perfect position. Now
it's perfect, isn't it?
Now it's almost impossible.
They're going to have to call a timeout here, Adelaide, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. They've only got...
Mate, you have to try and get a couple of bowls through the jack, mate. I think you've got to try and get that.
That's a very good
Yeah,
good luck.
It's a bit of a...
Down to 14. They'll wait until the last second or two. They're going to wait.
Jack in the back corner. Time. Jack in the back. Jack in the back. Try and get it out here somewhere and for a miracle.
Good luck. Yep.
Pray for a miracle, Wayne Rudiger said there. I think he realises that it's a pretty forlorn hope.
Kill.
Well, they're going to go
another
kill.
Option, yeah.
Kill.
The option of driving and going for the kill.
So they've called the kill, which means that the end will be replayed.
If he
succeeds in doing it, and he's missed. Oh, he nearly got it. But it will be one shot to Adelaide, but it's a win for Sydney. The Sydney Lions have won in straight sets, which will be very handy for them if they need it in a tie-break. They edge closer to the top 4, 8-2, 5-3. And a good win for Sydney, and Tom Chadwick is down with the 2 boys, Aaron Sheriff and Steve Glasson.
Thank you, Mark. As you mentioned, I have 2 of the stars indeed. Aaron, firstly to you. Gee, you pulled out some really crucial bowls then.
Yeah, it was a bit of quality over quantity today. I struggled there a fair bit, but was fortunate enough to play a few big ones and help get the victory.
Steve Glasson, to yourself, that's a crucial win going forward, isn't it?
Yeah, we needed that one to keep us in contention, so that'll lead it, possibly leave us up the leaderboard a little bit, but 4 rounds to go yet, but we're in with a chance, and that's where we wanted to be, and it's all about making those semis. So we're trying our best, and we're hanging in there.
Indeed, well done. Okay, time for a break here on Fox Sports. After the break, this place is going to be pumping. We have the Queensland Derby. It is Brisbane up against the Gold Coast.